Welcome to Running on Reddit, r/Bridezillas, where the craziest brides and wedding stories are shared on Reddit. My mom is driving me nuts and becoming a complete momzilla. One of the things she has told us that I cannot get over is that me, bride, and the groom will not have a place at any of the tables. She decided this because she also decided we weren't going to eat. I totally understand not getting a chance to eat. However, going out of your way to plan for the bride and groom not eating? That's insane. Some other notable mentions: she wanted to buy my cake at Costco after I told her I wanted a fancy custom one. She also tried to put me in a dress that I didn't want, and she hired a family friend to do our photography for free. She also told me that one of my bridesmaids needed to change her hair color. It's a neon color at the moment. Edited to add who's paying for the wedding, since it's been asked about a lot. She's planning on paying for about half. However, when I initially told her about the wedding, I told her I was intending to pay for it myself. She said it was her only daughter's wedding, so of course, she's helping me pay for it. Perhaps the bride and groom could have had their wedding at Costco. Everybody can eat for free by making the rounds at the handout tables. Problem solved. This is a bit of a long one, so bear with me. A close friend of mine decided last year that her and her husband wanted to renew their wedding vows this May after 3 years. She didn't like how the first wedding went and wants to do it all again. Basically, me and another friend of hers are bridesmaids. They've booked a venue which has already changed twice due to her falling out with certain friends/owners. She's bought a wedding dress and bridesmaid dresses for us. There's a table plan, decorations, centerpieces, the works. She has also decided that she didn't like her hair the first time round and wants to do it all again. She wants a spa weekend away, 2 nights, at around £100 each. A lot of the ladies were unable to get time off work or arrange childcare, but said they could attend a day/evening. This wasn't good enough for the bride, and she is now complaining that if everything had been arranged sooner then none of this would be a problem. Us 2 bridesmaids agreed that we understood that the bride wanted to arrange the hen and apologized for the miscommunication. We have tried to organize an alternative, to which she threw what can I only describe as a tantrum, claiming that she can't be bothered now and doesn't want anything. She doesn't want to do anything else and now doesn't want a hen at all. She wanted it to be about her and what she wants. Now, she isn't getting what she wants. She has blamed everyone else for not sorting this sooner. Now, am I being unreasonable to think that full-on weekend away hen for a vow renewal is over the top and slightly self-absorbed, or am I a terrible friend for not taking the reins and sorting something out sooner? People actually do this vow renewal thing every few years. It sounds like something which would take place at the DMV. That is probably how it feels for people who actually attend these. So, I've asked you guys a few months ago about leaving my future sister-in-law out of my hen party. I'm terribly busy. Currently, it looks like I'll have to be working on my thesis up until the wedding day, working full-time simultaneously. So I had 2 possible dates. My sister-in-law forgot to keep them free and had arranged a trip over them. She was so sad and heartbroken that she talked me into postponing to the week before the wedding. So, I'm stressed about taking a day off for the hens just now in the time of final wedding and thesis preparations. Moreover, the only possible day is the one after my maid of honor's return from a long business trip, but we are happy to do it for my sister-in-law, who is so grateful. So, on the morning of the hens we meet, and tada, no sister-in-law. I ask whether we wait for her, and my visibly exhausted, but terribly positive and amazing maid of honor tells me, "I'm so sorry, but sister-in-law just texted me that she is probably not coming." My jaw drops. We've all rescheduled, and my poor maid of honor is organizing my hens after a day-long flight and almost no sleep for sister-in-law to not show up. Well, surely it is something important. Something happened, right? So, I react, "Oh, God, what happened? Is she okay?" Maid of honor, "Yeah, she said she is not sure if she'll manage time-wise. She's really busy." This got me, because sister-in-law is a full-time student on her break, not even part-time jobs or anything. Full party mode summer. I did my best to let nothing show and keep the atmosphere happy for everyone. I just text my fiance, guess who's not coming today? He immediately responds with, don't tell me it's my sister. I confirmed and only got a, I got this. In about an hour, sister-in-law texted maid of honor that she'll make it at least in the evening. She got there at least for the last couple of hours and was acting okay, just weirdly silent, but I later learned what had happened before. The time-wise trouble was a 3-week-long drinking sleepover with her friends. They got so hammered the day before, she just decided to sleep it off and cancel the hens. Her argument was, I'd have to wash my hair and surely cannot drive. My fiancé called her, picked her up, waited for her to get ready, and dropped her off by the hens. He's amazing. But I'm really a bit pissed at my sister-in-law. It would have been fine. More people cancelled if she had not cried me into rescheduling it for her before into the least convenient weekend I got. Obviously, or 3-week drinking binge takes more precedence than being present at sister-in-law's hen party. Obviously. Cough. So, I feel like, since you didn't go to the bachelorette, that you should be getting me a bridal gift or something since you're the maid of honor. And, not just one of the things where you say, I wanted to give it to you in person to see your face, and not actually have crap lol. Everyone spent a lot of money, and I just don't think it's fair that you don't celebrate me, even though you didn't go. Well, you should be doing it anyways, but especially since you didn't go. Apparently, the I wanted to give it to you in person thing might have happened to her on more than one occasion. I wonder why. If you like the content and want to support the channel, like and subscribe right now, or you'll be running on fumes. I've been a wedding vendor, hair and makeup, for over 10 years now, and I can probably start my own subreddit with the stories that I have. One that comes to mind happened a little over a year ago. My team and I were on location at the hotel where the bride was staying at, getting her all done up for her reception event. She had a big gap between the ceremony and reception and opted for an entirely different hair and makeup look than her ceremony. After we were done, we started packing up, at least my team members did. I typically stick around for any last minute touch-ups, etc. Big mistake. This bride's husband walks in, they start chatting. She looks at his finger and asks where is his ring. I'm assuming she meant his wedding ring. He said something along the lines that it didn't fit right and he was afraid he will lose it, etc. This girl starts screaming, crying, shaking, saying things like, if you don't want to wear the ring then I'm not wearing mine either, and what's the point of being married? We should just annul this wedding. She takes off her ring and flings it at him. The groom walks out. At this point, I didn't know what to do. Her makeup was running. I had to either leave quickly or stick around and clean her up, but she was like a ticking time bomb. Her mom was in the room and went up to her to console her. She lashed out on her mom. Finally, her father comes in and whispers a few things to her, calms her down, and then I was asked to fix her up. I did my job and then ran the hell out of there before another meltdown occurred. Where do people find these spouses? The loony bin? My friend Jenna broke up with her boyfriend, Kyle. I introduced her to my friend Steve, but Jenna still intended to go on a Valentine vacation she had planned with Kyle, as they had already paid. Steve decided Jenna had too much baggage. 2 months before Jenna's vacay, I got engaged. I have 3 sisters, and couldn't make Jenna a bridesmaid. She was understanding and helpful with DIYs, but after a while she became obsessed with her own wedding, even asking me to be her maid of honor while still being single. Surprise, after vacay with her ex she came back engaged. I was 3 months away from my wedding and told Jenna I wouldn't have time to do maid of honor stuff for her till after, but she and Kyle set a date 14 months out. Later, fiancé and I had a party. Jenna pulled me aside with cold feet saying Kyle had never pleased her sexually. Steve was at this party. Jenna texted him while she and Kyle were both in the same room, saying she would leave her fiancé for him. Steve was freaked out. After my wedding, I was burned out and needed a break. Jenna, only child of rich parents, had done nearly everything already with her mom. Big things like dress shopping and looking at venues. Now her mom didn't want to back off once I had time to be more active in the wedding prep. Jenna's mom wanted to be maid of honor herself, and I felt unsure of my place. Most of what I did as maid of honor was let Jenna vent as various plans crashed and burned. Kyle's fam was making trouble, venue had a roof collapse, etc. Not to mention more relationship problems. I started to think the universe didn't want them to get married. Then it was time to plan the bachelorette party. They wanted to have joint bachelor and bachelorette parties, and Jenna's ideas turned into a replica of my wedding, right down to the beach house. She wanted to do 2 nights rather than 1, and on the weekend of my husband's 30th birthday. The plan was for everyone in the bridal party to chip in $100 for hotel, etc. I didn't know any of them well. Most I had only met once. Some groomsmen were Kyle's roommates that I had heard Jenna talk tons of crap on. Since I was responsible for hotel rooms for all 12 of us, I asked for their money up front, as I couldn't afford $1,000 plus. I had no luck, so Jenna told me we could use her mom's credit card to make the reservation, but she never got around to providing it. This is where Kyle decided to intervene. Out of the blue, he sent me a nasty text saying that he and Jenna expected this to go smoothly and shouldn't have to pay for anything, and that I had taken too long in making the plans. My response was to ask if the best man was having the same demands put on him, and Kyle defended his best man, claiming he probably doesn't even have a bank account. Likely true. The only time I met the best man, he was boasting about his trips to jail. Next day, Jenna sent me a long text basically firing me, but I was just relieved it was over. OP truly did dodge a bullet here. She avoided both the financial and relationship strain by being fired. I'm getting married in 4 months. One of the bridesmaids had put on a duck load of weight. Since I've asked her, how do I tell her nicely that she needs to take a few runs around the block daily? I don't want a fat heifer to ruin my wedding photos. I'm so pissed off. They know how much this wedding means to me, and she just doesn't give a duck. Maybe the bridesmaid intentionally put on weight so as to avoid attending this train wreck of a wedding? Let me know in the comments below what you think about this accusation. Thanks for watching. Remember to subscribe and turn on the bell or you'll be running on fumes. See you in the next video.